All right, guys, we are back again. And of course, we are doing big boy damage as we promised earlier in the patch. And I did say that we would one shot the bosses, and we have one shot all of the bosses. The bosses have all been one shot. So, if you're new here, first of all, I'm not a Twitch guy, I'm just a regular guy. So, if you're curious about any of this stuff that I've been doing and you see me doing in these videos, you can just go back on this channel and I recorded a whole series on this character. So you can watch from wherever you are at the point of your character. If you're level 50, I recorded. If you're level 20, I recorded. You can go back and learn everything you need to know. And you might be able to learn some of the stuff from this and then even retrofit it back to that. But since I posted my last video, I have upgraded to Giant's Blood. So now we got 2 hammers. And the 2 hammer setup gives us a lot more options for things we can do. The first thing we can do is obviously just run 2 hammers for big boy damage and just smash stuff. And then we combine it with the onslaught on the weapon, which feels pretty good. And then on swap, we can also utilize a shield while mapping, which feels good. Especially in really juiced maps, the shield feels really nice. So yeah, just ignore my stats. I just moved some pieces of equipment around, so I have to rework my stats and my skills a little bit because I just bought some new stuff that was a little bit better than my old stuff. So, but I have mostly the same stuff as I had before, but I did get this cheap shield for 1 divine, and I picked up this hammer for 1 divine, and I picked up this hammer for 1 divine, and then it's the same hammer I've had since I started making videos like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, this is the hammer I used, and then I also have this hammer that I use, and then this hammer that I use. I do have one more hammer as well for a 4th one, but usually I'm just using these 3. So don't get too hung up on hammer stats. Most important thing is probably just attack speed, because if you don't have like some attack speed, your character feels really crappy and it's just not very fun to play. But I will show you the things that we have done. So if we are running 2 hammers, I got rid of my Hammer of the Gods because now I have enough damage with the things that I've swapped around and the equipment changes I've made. That now, instead of using Hammer of the Gods, I can use Sunder. And Sunder has enough DPS to clear out enemies. And as you can see, it deletes the entire screen and it comes out very fast when you combine it with your Onslaught. So I have been using Sunder, and it is got Rapid Attacks, Fist of War, Magnified Area, Calm Madness, and Life Leech 3 on it. So this works pretty good. Again, ignore my support gem capacity. Like I said, I just moved some stuff around, so I got to reallocate some points. I'm still using the Herald of Blood. However, I've dropped the Herald of Plague, and I've moved Herald of Ash back in here, and I like this better. Something interesting that you guys should know is that this gets buffed by attack skills. So if you're running Herald of Blood and you have plus attack skills, you will get the buff on your Herald of Blood. So that's very useful to know. So I got a level 27 Herald of Blood, even though my skill gem is only level 15. So that is pretty good. I'm still running basically all the same stuff I was running before, except now I am running dual maces. So I have 2 maces instead of 1, or a mace and a shield. And I like both. The combo with the Sunder is very nice for clearing out trash, especially in breaches and juicy maps. I do like to run the shield sometimes in juicy maps, so that is also very nice because it gives you a lot of defense. I have almost 4,000 HP, even with my Giant's Blood. So I've got 4,000 HP. I'm up to 84% armor with my shield. I'm totally capped on everything. I have 26% block. That doesn't really matter too much when you've got super high armor. Once you get up to around about 82%-ish armor, the game feels really good and really feels like nothing can kill you. So yeah, this is pretty good. Trying to cap these also helps for sure. If I'm playing in less juicy maps, I will just run a double mace combo setup because I can move faster with 2 maces, and that feels better to me. I like to move around the game fast. So I don't know. I like that quite a bit. It feels really good when Onslaught kicks in. When you get this Onslaught mod working, that feels really good. And then, of course, I can just swap for bosses. So when I'm running double hammers, when I'm running a shield like this, I will just swap for bosses and run double hammers to kill the boss. Big boy damage. So the shield setup works really good. The Sunder works great even with the shield setup, but there is another thing you can do as well. And shout out to the guy in my guild who is a shield expert telling me about this stuff. He was telling me about Shield Wall. You can also use Shield Wall this patch. Shield Wall is pretty good. So Shield Wall is another great option of your skills. See, Shield Wall looks like this normally. It's not very special. You just drop it down. You can blow it up. It's pretty decent. It's like a pretty strong skill, but it works especially good if you use On's Citadel with it. And of course, I'm overcapped because I just changed some points around, so I got to adjust some stuff. So I will deal with that in a minute. Anyways, so with Ons, you can use this on your shield wall. And then your shield wall does this thing, where it makes a little fissure. And then when you add Calm's Madness, now it makes a bunch of fissures. And now you can just leap slam, shield wall, leap slam. And this is really nice on really juicy maps because you can leap slam and your fissures will trigger your shield wall. Do you see that? So normally when you go away from your fissures, use your fissure, then you have to war cry. But when you're using fissures, that's when the magic happens. Because now your fissures just trigger your shield wall. Leap in, boom, shield wall moves up. Boom, boom, right? As long as there's some fire going down your fissures when you drop that shield wall, it will blow it up. So you can see it ignites the shield wall right there. So this is also really good for clearing. And if you're running this setup, I'd probably use, rapid attacks. I'd probably use like heft. Heft would be a good one to pop in here. I haven't really been using this much. I do think it's pretty cool. Like I said, I didn't come up with this. I was just told about this. I think it's pretty neat. I've mostly been using Sunder myself. Yeah, you could also add like magnified effect in here. You could add rapid attacks. I think would probably be the best because then it would feel faster. I just got to move some stats around now that I changed equipment. But yeah, you just boom, and you can just delete the whole screen just like that, just like you're using Sunder. Like I was using Sunder before to do the same thing. So I would just decide which one of those you like better and then use that one. Because I think the Sunder is really good. I'm a big fan of the Sunder. So with Sunder, I was using Calm's Madness, and I was also using Magnified Area. So I was using Magnified Area in this one. I think I might have been using Magnified Area too, but I don't think it really matters too much. And then I was using Life Leech as well. So I was also using Life Leech with it. I think you could use just about anything. I think Heft would be good. Life Leech would be good. There's a million things I think you could put in here that would feel good. But yeah, everything I'm using is honestly really expensive and budget friendly. So you don't have to like RMT anything. I don't RMT stuff when I play this game. I just play this game casually. So yeah, this works pretty good for clearing out trash. I like it better than Hammer of the Gods now that I have enough damage to use it. And using this over Hammer of the Gods is nice because you don't have to build up any glory to do it. You can just spam this. If you come up to like abyssal monsters, you can hit them. Boom. And it does reignite your fissures. I don't know if you can see that or not. So if you throw in your hammer and you blow it up, and then you hit it with the Sunder, turns your firestorm gets lit back up. So it will destroy your PC, so to speak. So you can see how that looks. It's pretty great. Pretty big fan of it. So this is what I've been using most of the time. The shield one is not too bad too. If you're into the shield thing, I would also give the shield thing a try. Nothing wrong with this. If you're curious about how that looks, just go back and watch the intro to this video. It'll kind of show you. This is probably good if you're more of a safe player. If you're more of an aggressive player, this is better. This feels really good with running double hammers, which is why I use it most of the time. And if I'm running like through a map that's not as juicy, then I definitely just swap the double hammers because I just like how it feels. Also, just makes your character look cool. But you don't have to run double hammers. You can use a shield. And if you get a shield, just get one with lots of life, strength, whatever resists, and some big armor rating. And maybe if you get one with the elemental armor, That's a really good roll too. I don't have that on any of my stuff, but that's a really good roll. I'd probably recommend looking for that too. I didn't even bother to shop for any of that stuff. I just bought whatever. But even at 84% armor with the nodes on the tree, this feels really good. So yeah, with all these nodes and all these nodes. So yeah, I've just been moving some points around, but everything is pretty much the same for the most part. I just did like a couple little splits. I moved a couple little points right here. I just tweaked things a tiny little bit. Um, I've had a bunch of people ask me about weapon sets and skill binds. First of all, I haven't skill binded any of my weapon sets. As you can see, like I haven't skill binded this stuff. These are just being used on both my weapon sets. So I use the same skills, but I just switch my weapon. You see this right here? Toggle weapon set. This is weapon set 1 right here, and this is weapon set 2. These points on the tree, these are weapon set 2. These red points, these are weapon set 1. Green points, weapon set 2. So all these red points apply to here. All the green points apply to here. So green points, 2 hammers. Red points, hammer and shield. And you can switch that orientation however you want, but it always, whatever says 1 will show up on this tree in red. So that is just something you have to keep in mind. And I don't skill bind any of these skills to my second or first skill. I simply just swap weapons and use exactly the same skills I was using before. So switch weapon, and I'm just using the same skills I was using before. Just playing the same way I've been playing. Switch weapons, kill the boss. So that's how that's set up. I don't bind any of the skills. None of the skills need to be binded. You can bind them if you want to, if you so choose to, but I haven't been binding any of them. So I wouldn't worry about binding them. Giant's Blood with hammers is still fine with 2 big hammers, so no big deal there at all. This is super fun, really, really fun. And I would definitely recommend this. This is really fun. I mean, the shield thing's pretty good too. I like the Sunder, but maybe you guys like the shield better. I don't know. It's up to you. But yeah, just set up your shield wall in that kind of configuration if you like the shield wall. Everything else I'm running is just the same stuff I've been running before, other than I took off the Herald of Plague and moved Herald of Ash back in here because I like Herald of Ash better. So if you like Herald of Ash better, go ahead and run it. If you don't. That's fine. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry if the audio in this video isn't great. Again, I'm not a Twitch guy. I'm literally just a regular guy. I'm just recording this on like a $20 crappy headset that I use to play video games with my brother and my friends. So, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comment section below. Like I always say, this is just a normal place for normal people to discuss ideas and share things that they might help other people, or questions that they might have. And this game's really complicated, so there's a lot to it. And if anyone has advice for them, don't hesitate to give them advice. So that is pretty much it. If this video helped you, or if you have questions that aren't answered in this video, there is a whole series on this channel you can go back through and watch. And of course, if they do help you, make sure you like the video, subscribe. It'll help boost in the algorithm. That will help other people find it as well. And that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys on the next one.